Why does a fire burn brighter when you give it space? Why does a star captivate us from millions of miles away? The universe understands a profound secret that we often forget. Presence is not always power. In the art of human connection, the most potent force is often found not in constant contact, but in deliberate, meaningful distance. How to make distance increase desire. Stoicism. Compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Understanding the power of absence. Imagine you are trying to build a great and roaring campfire. You have the logs, the kindling, and a single, promising spark. In your eagerness to make the fire grow, you pile on every log you can find, smothering the small flame, cutting off the very air it needs to breathe. In your attempt to force the fire to grow, you extinguish it completely. This is the first and most crucial lesson in understanding the power of absence. This video explores Stoic wisdom as a path to emotional mastery, mental strength, and fearless living, empowering you to unleash your inner strength and remain unshaken no matter what life throws at you. Many of us, in our relationships, are caught in a deep and relatable inner conflict. We fear that if we are not constantly present, constantly in communication, constantly proving our interest, the spark of connection will die. We believe that presence is the only fuel for the fire of desire. This belief is a critical and painful problem that leads to the very outcome we dread. By smothering a budding connection with constant availability, we are not feeding the fire, we are starving it of oxygen. Over-texting, constant check-ins, and a perpetual presence leave no room for longing, no space for imagination, and no air for the spark of desire to catch. We become predictable. Our presence is taken for granted, and the very mystery that fuels attraction is systematically destroyed by our own anxious efforts. The fire sputters and dies, and we are left in the cold, wondering what went wrong. The transformative solution is to embrace the mindset of a wise firekeeper, not a frantic one. It is the Stoic understanding that just as a fire needs space and air to burn brightly, human desire needs absence and distance to truly flourish. The core idea is rooted in a fundamental law of human psychology and perceived value. That which is scarce is valuable, and that which is perpetually available is taken for granted. The moon's allure is magnified by its phases. The brilliance of a sunny day is heightened by the memory of rain. The Stoics understood this in the context of our own minds. Seneca wrote about the value of occasionally stepping back from the world, from our luxuries, and even from our friends, to appreciate them more fully upon our return. Absence does not make the heart grow fonder by magic. It does so by creating the mental and emotional space necessary for feelings of longing, appreciation, and imagination to grow. In your absence, you are not just a person. You become an idea, a memory, a feeling that the other person can engage with on their own terms, which is a powerful and essential part of the bonding process. To begin harnessing this power, you must become a disciplined creator of space. The first actionable step is to stop being the perpetual initiator. Review your communications. If you are starting every conversation, you are smothering the fire. Take a step back and create a vacuum that invites their energy. The second step is to have a life of your own that is so compelling and fulfilling that your absence is a natural and authentic consequence. Your time away is not a tactic. It is a reality because you are busy building your empire, mastering your craft, or pursuing your mission. The third step is to end interactions on a high note. Be the one to end the enjoyable phone call or leave the great date first. This leaves a powerful, positive impression and creates an immediate sense of longing. The benefits of applying these actions are a complete reversal of the dynamic of attraction. You will move from a position of chasing to one of being sought. The sense of anxiety and neediness will be replaced by a calm confidence. By giving the connection room to breathe, you will find that the fire begins to grow on its own, often into a blaze far stronger than you could have ever forced into existence. You will be seen as a man of purpose and mystery, whose presence is a valuable gift, not a constant expectation. Your call to action is to conduct a simple experiment. For the next 3 days, make a conscious choice not to initiate contact with one specific person. Focus instead on your own work, your own hobbies, your own life. Observe the space that is created and what, if anything, rushes in to fill it. This is your first lesson in tending the fire correctly. Understanding the power of absence is the strategic foundation, but this strategy is impossible to execute if you are a slave to the anxiety and fear that separation can create. The next crucial lesson is about forging the emotional control necessary to wield this power effectively. If you are ready to learn the art of stoking the flames of desire, please like this video and subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more timeless wisdom. Lesson 2. Emotional control in separation. Imagine an astronaut on a spacewalk, floating in the vast, silent, and terrifying emptiness of space. He is separated from the safety of his ship, from the entire human race, by nothing but a thin visor. He may feel a profound sense of awe, but also a primal fear. Yet he does not panic. He is kept safe and focused on his mission by two things: his years of rigorous training and the tether connecting him to the ship. His training is his internal discipline. The tether is his connection to reason and logic. This is how the emotionally masterful man handles the fear that comes with separation. For most of us, however, creating distance in a relationship can feel like stepping into that void without a tether. We are in a state of inner conflict, torn between the strategic knowledge that space is healthy and the overwhelming emotional fear of being disconnected and forgotten. This lack of emotional control during periods of separation is a critical problem because it sabotages our best intentions. You can understand the power of absence intellectually, but if you do not have mastery over your own anxiety, you will inevitably break. You will give in to the urge to send that needy text, to make that anxious phone call, to check their social media obsessively. This emotional reactivity completely negates the power of the distance you were trying to create, and it communicates weakness and insecurity, which are the ultimate agents of attraction's demise. The transformative solution is to become the astronaut of your own emotional world. It is the Stoic habit of developing the internal training and the rational tether that allow you to endure the void of separation with calm, confident composure. The core idea is rooted in the Stoic discipline of ascent, one of the most powerful tools for mental and emotional freedom. The Stoics taught that it is not the event itself, the separation, that causes our distress, but our judgment about the event. The fear comes from the stories we tell ourselves. She is forgetting about me. She is meeting someone else. This silence means it's over. The emotionally masterful man learns to recognize these thoughts not as facts, but as mere impressions. He, like the astronaut, acknowledges the vastness of the void, but keeps his focus tethered to his mission and his training, not to the fearful stories his mind might generate. To build this powerful emotional control, you must practice 3 key disciplines. The first actionable step is to identify your fearful story. When you feel the anxiety of separation, ask yourself, what specific story am I telling myself right now? Write it down. Expose it to the light of reason. The second step is to challenge that story with logic. Ask, is this story 100% true? Is there any other possible explanation for this silence? Does worrying about this serve my ultimate purpose? The third step is to physically anchor yourself in the present. When your mind is spinning with future-based fears, engage in an intense physical activity. Go for a hard run, lift weights, take a cold shower. This yanks your attention out of the imaginary future and into the reality of the present moment, breaking the anxiety loop. The benefits of applying these actions are the development of a truly unshakable inner peace. You will gain the freedom to create space in your relationships without being tormented by your own mind. This emotional stability is not only good for your own well-being, it is also immensely attractive. It signals that you are a man of strength, a man whose happiness is not dependent on constant reassurance, a man who is in control of his own inner world. This calm confidence is the very foundation of respect and lasting desire. Your call to action is to prepare your tether. The next time you are in a period of separation and feel the rise of anxiety, your mission is to immediately stop what you are doing. Take out a piece of paper and write down your fearful story. Then, write down 3 other, more rational and less threatening possible explanations for the situation. This is how you begin to untangle yourself from your own anxious thoughts. With emotional control, you can endure the silence. But how do you create that space in a way that feels natural and powerful, rather than manipulative or risky? The next lesson teaches the fine art of creating space without losing the underlying connection. If you have found value in this lesson, please comment below with one fearful story you are now willing to challenge, and remember to subscribe to Stoic Power. Lesson 3. Creating space without losing connection. Picture two magnificent ancient trees growing side by side in a forest. From a distance, they appear as separate, independent beings. But if you could look beneath the earth, you would see that their root systems are deeply and intricately intertwined, supporting each other, sharing nutrients, and creating a powerful, hidden connection. Above ground, however, they give each other the necessary space to grow tall and strong, to reach for the sun without choking each other out. This is the perfect metaphor for a healthy and desirable connection. Yet, many of us are caught in an inner conflict, believing that connection can only be maintained through constant, suffocating proximity. We fear that if we are not always intertwined above ground, the hidden roots of the connection will wither and die. This fear leads to a significant problem in relationships: the inability to create healthy space. When we don't give each other room to breathe, we inadvertently create resentment and a desperate need for escape. The relationship, which should be a source of strength and growth, becomes a cage. We lose our individuality, our personal goals atrophy, and the very connection we were trying to protect is choked by our own fear of losing it. The transformative solution is to become like the two great trees. It is the Stoic art of creating space and encouraging individuality on the surface, while trusting and nurturing the deep, unseen roots of the connection. The core idea is that true connection is not measured by the quantity of time spent together, but by the quality of that time and the quality of the individuals within the relationship. The Stoics championed the idea of appropriate relationships, kathekanta, where our duties are fulfilled with virtue and reason, not with needy obsession. A strong connection is a bond between two strong, whole individuals, not two half individuals clinging to each other for survival. By giving each other space, you are not risking the connection, you are demonstrating your trust in it. You are showing that you are confident enough in the strength of the roots to not need to constantly see the branches touching. To master this delicate balance, you must focus on the quality of your connection, not the quantity of your contact. The first actionable step is to make your time together count. When you are with her, be fully present. Put your phone away. Listen deeply. Engage in meaningful conversation or exciting adventures. Make your presence so valuable that it resonates in your absence. The second step is to actively encourage her independence. Support her goals, her friendships, her hobbies. Demonstrate that you want a partner who has a rich and fulfilling life of her own, not a follower who exists only in your orbit. The third step is to have a life of your own that you refuse to compromise. This is not about being selfish, it is about being a whole person. Your commitment to your own growth and purpose is the deepest root you possess. The benefits of applying this approach are the creation of a mature, resilient, and deeply attractive relationship dynamic. The feeling of being trapped will be replaced by a feeling of freedom and mutual respect. The connection will deepen, as it will be based on a genuine desire to be together, not a fearful obligation. You both become stronger as individuals, which in turn strengthens your bond. The roots grow deeper, even as the trees grow taller on their own. Your call to action is to take one concrete step this week to support her independence. It could be suggesting she take a night for herself with her friends, or actively asking about her progress on a personal goal and offering genuine encouragement. Show her you are the tree that wants her to grow, not the vine that wants to cling. Creating space allows intrigue to build. But what is intrigue? It is not just about being absent. It is about her believing that you are absent for a compelling reason. This intrigue is built through the quiet power of self-discipline. We will now explore how your personal discipline becomes a powerful engine of attraction. If you are committed to building healthier connections, please like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Lesson 4. Building intrigue through self-discipline. Imagine you are reading a masterfully written novel. The author does not reveal every character's secret, every plot twist, and the final ending in the first chapter. To do so would be to destroy the entire experience. Instead, the author builds intrigue by carefully and deliberately withholding information, by hinting at deeper mysteries, by showing you a character who is disciplined, focused, and clearly driven by a purpose you do not yet fully understand. This makes you eager to turn the page. A man's life is a book, and self-discipline is the author of his intrigue. Many of us, however, live our lives like an open book with no plot. We are in an inner conflict where our desire to be liked leads us to share everything at once, to be constantly available, and to live a life of comfortable, undisciplined routine. We leave no pages for her to wonder about. The problem with this lack of self-discipline is that it leads to a life of predictability and stagnation. A man who has no discipline has no compelling story. He is not growing, he is not building, he is not striving. He is the same today as he was yesterday, and he will be the same tomorrow. This predictability, this lack of a driving inner purpose, is the antithesis of intrigue. It makes you a boring book to read, one that gets put down after the first few pages. The transformative solution is to understand that a disciplined life is an interesting life. It is the Stoic habit of using self-discipline, ascesis, not just as a tool for personal achievement, but as the very forge of a mysterious and compelling character that creates natural intrigue. The core idea is that a man's discipline is a silent testament to his inner world. When a woman sees a man who is disciplined with his body, with his work, with his schedule, she does not just see the surface-level results. She sees a man who is in command of himself, a man who has a purpose, a man who is living by a code. She sees a man with a deep and mysterious inner life that is not immediately accessible to her. This creates a powerful sense of curiosity and respect. His discipline hints at a compelling story, and she will naturally want to learn more. To build this intrigue through discipline, you must become the author of your own compelling story. The first actionable step is to commit to a visible discipline. Choose one area of your life, your fitness, your diet, a particular skill, and apply a level of discipline to it that is visible and undeniable. Let your actions speak for themselves. The second step is to be disciplined with your time. Have a clear schedule and stick to it. When you say, "I have to leave now, I'm training in the morning," you are not just ending the date. You are telling a story about your priorities and your character. The third step is to be disciplined with your focus. When she is with you, give her your full attention. But when you are not with her, give your purpose your full attention. This contrast between focused presence and focused absence is incredibly powerful. The benefits of this practice are that you will stop having to try to be interesting. You will simply be interesting. Your life itself will become a source of intrigue. The discipline you cultivate will not only improve your own life immeasurably, but it will also create a powerful magnetic pull. Others will be drawn to the quiet strength and the hidden depths that your disciplined life implies. You become the book that is impossible to put down. Your call to action is to choose your discipline. What is the one area of your life where you will commit to a new, higher level of self-discipline for the next 30 days? Will it be your workouts, your diet, waking up early, learning a new language? Commit to it now and begin authoring your intrigue. This self-discipline is the foundation for a much deeper and more powerful concept. It is the bedrock upon which you build an unshakable sense of self-worth and the strong boundaries that protect it. We will now explore how these two elements signal the highest possible value. Please subscribe to Stoic Power to continue building your most compelling self. Lesson 5. Strengthening self-worth and boundaries. Imagine a sovereign nation. It has two things that define its strength and its standing in the world. First, it has a deep and unwavering sense of its own inherent value, its culture, its history, its right to exist. This is its self-worth. Second, it has clearly defined and fiercely protected borders. These are its boundaries. A nation that does not value itself or protect its borders will quickly be disrespected, invaded, and consumed by others. A man is a sovereign nation of one. His self-worth is his core identity. His boundaries are his borders. Many men, however, exist in a state of inner conflict, trying to engage with the world without these two critical elements. We seek our value from other nations, people, and we leave our borders completely undefended, hoping that our openness will be mistaken for kindness. This is a catastrophic problem. A man who seeks his worth externally becomes a people pleaser. A man without a core, a man without boundaries becomes a doormat. A man whose time, energy, and resources are there for the taking. This combination does not create attraction. It invites disrespect and exploitation. You cannot build a healthy connection from a place of low self-worth and non-existent borders because you are not engaging as an equal, but as a territory to be conquered. The transformative solution is the dual Stoic habit of first building your self-worth from an internal source and then erecting the strong boundaries that protect that value. The core idea is that these two concepts are inextricably linked. Your boundaries are the natural expression of your self-worth. You only protect what you value. The Stoics taught that the only thing of true and absolute value is a virtuous character, your integrity, your reason, your courage. This is your inner treasury. Your self-worth, therefore, comes from your commitment to cultivating this treasury. Your boundaries are the rules you set to protect the time and energy you need to do that vital work. They are not walls to keep others out. They are the necessary defenses for the most sacred thing you possess, your own character. To build this sovereign state, you must act like a founding father of your own life. The first actionable step is to write a declaration of self-worth. Write down 3 to 5 principles that define your character and are non-negotiable. This is your constitution. The second step is to define your borders. Based on your constitution, what is acceptable and unacceptable treatment from others? How must your time be respected? What lines will not be crossed? Be specific. The third step is to practice enforcement. Start with small things. If someone is late, you calmly state your boundary and leave after 10 minutes. If someone speaks to you disrespectfully, you calmly end the conversation. You are the border guard of your own life. The benefits of this practice are a massive and profound increase in your self-respect and the respect you receive from the world. High-quality people are attracted to those with strong boundaries because it signals strength, stability, and self-worth. You will filter out those who do not respect you, leaving room for those who do. You will feel a new sense of solidity and power, the feeling of a king who is the undisputed master of his own domain. Your call to action is to define and enforce one single small boundary this week. It could be as simple as not answering work emails after 7 p.m. or telling a friend you cannot lend them money. Take the first step in guarding your nation. When you have strong self-worth and clear boundaries, and you combine this with the power of absence, you create an irresistible combination. You begin to cultivate a powerful aura of mystery and attraction. This is the focus of our next lesson. If this message resonates with you, please like the video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Lesson 6: Maintaining Mystery and Attraction. Imagine a majestic mountain peak, its summit partially shrouded in clouds. The very fact that you cannot see the entire peak at once is what creates its profound sense of mystery, grandeur, and allure. It invites your imagination to fill in the gaps, to wonder what lies beyond the veil of clouds. If the mountain were completely clear and visible from every angle at all times, it would still be beautiful, but it would lose that captivating sense of mystery. In the landscape of human attraction, a man must learn to be the mountain. Many of us, however, are in an inner conflict where we feel an anxious urge to be the clear and cloudless day. We reveal everything about ourselves at once: our past, our fears, our intentions, our feelings. believing that this total transparency is the path to connection and trust. The problem with this approach is that it prematurely kills the vital element of mystery. Attraction is not a logical process of information gathering. It is an emotional process of discovery. When you lay all your cards on the table at the very beginning, you rob the other person of the joy of this discovery. You solve the puzzle for them. This can feel overwhelming, and over time, it makes you predictable. And predictability is the slow and silent killer of long-term attraction. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of maintaining a dignified reserve. This is not about being deceptive or dishonest. It is the art of revealing yourself gradually, of understanding that your inner world is a vast and complex landscape that should be explored over time, not given away like a free map at the entrance. The core idea is that a well-ordered mind, the Stoic ideal, is by its nature a source of mystery to others. A man who is in control of his emotions, who lives by a code of discipline, who is not easily swayed by external events, is an intriguing figure. His calm composure suggests hidden depths. He does not need to manufacture mystery. His self-mastery is the mystery. He is the mountain peak, and his disciplined thoughts are the clouds that create the allure. He is not hiding anything. He is simply not a man who is ruled by the need to constantly express his every fleeting thought and feeling. To cultivate this attractive mystery, you must practice the art of measured revelation. The first actionable step is to be a better listener than you are a talker. Get genuinely curious about her world. People who are mysterious are often just excellent listeners who don't feel the need to constantly dominate the conversation with their own stories. The second step is to answer questions simply and honestly, but without oversharing. You can be truthful without revealing every single detail of your emotional and historical landscape at once. The third step is to have parts of your life that are yours alone. Your personal goals, your deep reflections, your solo hobbies. These are the parts of your world that create your substance, and you are not obligated to share them all. The benefits of this habit are the creation of a powerful and long-lasting magnetic pull. You will be seen as a man of substance and depth, someone with a rich inner world worth exploring. This creates a dynamic where the other person is always leaning in, always curious, always eager to discover another part of you. You maintain the thrill of the chase for them, not by running away, but by being a mountain worth climbing. Your call to action is to practice this in your next significant conversation. Your goal is to have the other person speak 70% of the time. Use your 30% to ask thoughtful questions and to give concise, honest answers. Become the mysterious listener, not the open book. All of these principles, absence, emotional control, boundaries, discipline, and mystery, are not just tactics, they are threads in a larger tapestry. When woven together, they create the ultimate outcome, turning temporary distance and attraction into deep and lasting desire. We now arrive at the final lesson. Please subscribe to Stoic Power as we complete this journey from simple attraction to profound desire. Lesson 7. Turning distance into lasting desire. Imagine a distant star, burning in the blackness of space. Its gravitational pull, the force that can hold entire planets in orbit, is not a short-term trick or a fleeting phenomenon. It is a constant, powerful, and enduring force. This gravity is generated by the star's own massive, fiery core. The star does not need to do anything to create this pull. Its very nature, its immense substance and inner fire, generates the desire for other bodies to orbit it. This is the final principle, turning the initial spark of desire, created by distance, into an enduring gravitational force. This is a personal development video inspired by Stoic philosophy. Many of us, however, are in an inner conflict where we become experts at the initial stages of attraction, but have no idea how to convert it into something real and lasting. We can create the space, build the intrigue, but we lack the substance to make someone want to stay. The problem is that a mystery that is never rewarded becomes a frustration. Tactics and strategies can create initial attraction, but they cannot sustain it. If a woman is drawn in by your distance and mystery, but finds that there is no substance, no character, no fiery core at the center, the attraction will quickly fade and be replaced by disappointment. The mystery becomes emptiness, and the desire evaporates. The transformative solution is the ultimate Stoic lesson. The way to create lasting desire is to be a man of lasting value. It is the understanding that all the techniques of distance are ultimately designed to give you the time and space to build a character of such depth and virtue that your presence becomes a source of inspiration and your absence a source of genuine longing. The core idea is that lasting desire is not for a person's tactics, but for their character. All the lessons we have discussed are not just about making distance increase desire. They are about using that distance to forge yourself into a man of true substance. The self-discipline, the emotional control, the boundaries, the self-worth. These are not just tools of attraction. These are the very components of a virtuous, flourishing life. The eudaimonia that the Stoics saw as our ultimate goal. You become the star. Your gravitational pull is the natural byproduct of your own character, your own purpose, your own inner fire. It is not something you do, it is something you are. To make this final transformation, you must dedicate yourself to a life of continuous self-improvement. The first actionable step is to commit to your purpose above all else. Your mission in life is the fiery core of your star. It is the source of your light and your gravity. You must tend to it every single day. The second step is to live by a code of virtue. Practice honesty, courage, justice, and temperance in all that you do. Character is the substance that gives your life weight. The third step is to be a source of positive energy. When you are present, be a source of strength, calm, and inspiration. Make your presence so valuable that it is genuinely missed. The benefits of this final transformation are the achievement of the ultimate goal, a life that naturally inspires lasting desire and deep respect. You will transcend the need for games and tactics. Your relationships will be built on a foundation of genuine admiration for who you are, not what you do to get attention. You become a man of true substance, a star in your own right, with a gravitational pull that is both powerful and enduring. Your final call to action is a commitment to the fire within. Identify the one thing that represents your core purpose, your inner fire. For the next month, make your commitment to that purpose non-negotiable. Let it be the first thing you think of in the morning and the last thing you reflect on at night. Become the star. By understanding the power of absence and using that space to forge a character of discipline, self-worth, and emotional mastery, you transform the simple tactic of distance into the profound strategy for creating a life of lasting desire. Distance is not a void, but a canvas. On it, through Stoic discipline and self-mastery, you can paint a portrait of a person so compelling, so mysterious, and so valuable that desire is the only natural response. Do not fear absence. Use it to build a presence that is unforgettable. Thank you for taking the time to journey with us into the heart of attraction and desire. If this video has provided you with value, please like, comment with the lesson that resonated most, and subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more wisdom on building an unshakable life.